My Hero Academia Pokemon Crossover, what if I choose you? Gotta be like Ash. Turn the hat around. Like a boss. What if I just do the rest of this with a backwards hat? Oh, I got my OCD. At least this hat knows how to stay on, right? Somewhat. Pokeball! So, yeah. You guys might be wondering what the hell I'm doing. What the hell I'm doing here is, well, if you're watching this, it means we've made it up to 120 subscribers. Yay! That's the first milestone I'm gonna set. And the next milestone is gonna be 150. The next milestone is going to be 170. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. It's like the quarters, like you got 25 cents, then you got 50 cents, and you got 50 cents. Basically, you got 75 cents and then $1. That would basically be like, make it to like 200 subscribers would be the next milestone. So basically, this is our second channel milestone. 120 subscribers. This is how I'm mapping it out, basically. We won't have another channel milestone. Damn it, must not get up from chair. Must not. Damn it. Ugh. Well, that's basically how I'm planning on mapping out my milestones. Basically, this is the 120 subscriber special. The return of the My Hero Academia Pokemon What If. I literally had to make an entirely new notepad just to get everything back down. Maybe even some like new shit, Let's get started. I believe we'd be at part 16. We're at part 16 now. Wearing a hat backwards feels awkward for me. I can't do it. Anyways. So, there have been some changes made. And also I have pretty much the basic teams down here so that we can all get a good refresher because it's been a while since I've done this. I'm getting back on the wagon. Izuku's starter is Plusle, and he has 5 badges currently because, you know, Hawks was the 5th gym leader, and he beat Hawks. He has, other than his Plusle, he has Talonflame, Munna, Blastoise, Mischievous, and Salazzle. He has those Pokemon. And Shoto currently has Auxiliary, Magcargo, Milotic, and Shelder. Jesus. And Mina's Pokemon are Weeping Bell, Shinx, Inkay, and Alolan Vulpix. I can't remember if I evolved Shinx into Luxio. I would go back into the videos, but I don't know which one I would have evolved freaking Shinx into Luxio if I did. But if I did, let's just retcon that and say that it hasn't evolved into Luxio yet. That's only if I didn't evolve it. That's only if I did evolve it. Like, if I did evolve it, evolution retcon. So, yeah, but still, she has an evolved starter in her Weeping Bell. And after Mina, there's Bakugo, starter Incineroar, 5 badges. Yes, I'm gonna say, you know, Izuku and Bakugo have been keeping up with each other, so honestly, by now, he should have at least been able to beat Hawks. So I'm gonna say that he would also have 5 badges. And he has, well, his Incineroar, his Grapplock, Beware, Roggenrola, Cacturn, and a new Pokemon that I plan to introduce in this part. But I'm not saying it yet because I technically haven't really started the part. And as for Team LOV, there are a lot of new developments whenever it comes to Team LOV. Oh yeah, some really good new developments. More members and more Pokemon. And let's just say Shigaraki did a lot of extensive training with like all of his Pokemon that could evolve. And what do I mean by that? I mean, Shigaraki's team, the one team I will go over from Team LOV, is his starter Minun, his Delphox, and now his, I forget what, I think it's Doublade, evolved into Aegislash, his Sneasel evolved into Weavile, his Scraggy evolved into Scrafty, and his Galarian Yamask evolved into a Galarian Cofagrigus. So, yeah. Let's just say, Shigaraki been doing a lot of training, you know, for the moment whenever he finally crushes Izuku. So, yeah. You guys might be wondering, well, everything that happened, that can happen, you know, for Izuku now that he's returned back to his hometown has pretty much happened, and Inko's very proud of Izuku. She has to say she's very proud of him. And she even got to get a good look-see at all of Izuku's Pokemon. But eventually Izuku's gotta go and part ways again. On the road again. Can't wait to get back on the road again. You know, Shoto and Mina coming with him. So, yeah. This is gonna be something special, I can tell you that. Because, well, you know, they get back on the sled, guys. And Bucker goes like, shit, shit, shit. Like, he's running all the way over there, and he, like, face plants his way in. He's like, Talon Flame, use fly! He's like, and basically, they fly all the way back over to Featherton. Or at least they would, but before they can really get off the ground, you know, they actually get an extra transceiver call from the gym leader of Featherton, Hawks. You know, the gym leader of Featherton City, Hawks. And Hawks basically tells them that since he knows that, like, Izuku's War Turtle has the move Surf, basically, if they surf, like, freaking south, Ox is trying to remember, was it southeast or southwest? No, southeast was, no, don't want to tell them anything about that, but basically surf southwest, and, for a good while, keep on surfing southwest, and then go down once you reach a certain point. It's almost like a watermark for the area, like a sort of docking bay. And you'll see it. The sign. The biggest city in all of the Hero region. And that's where Amina starts to tense up a little. Because she's just now starting to remember. Oh, shit. Basically, the place. The biggest city in all of the Hero region. Gigantomaxia City. And that's the place that's famous for a lot of things to do with, you know, Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. And the gym leader there is Mount Lady. And the gym special as a type is Rock. And Shoto's like, Mina, why exactly are you all And he finally sees, like, the tag that Mina's constantly wearing. A little tag that says, basically, Gym Aid to Mount Lady. Gigantomaxius City Gym Leader. Basically, basically pulling a Misty here. Only this is the freaking 6th gym. So, yeah. Well, basically, they do everything that's pretty much said. Like, War Turtle, you surf. Like, basically, Talonflame, return. Go, War Turtle, you surf. And then they get the raft. Like, they just have a raft. And it's just like, tie the rope around. And Bakugo's like, oh god, I'm gonna be seasick. Again. But, however, It just so happens that a Pokemon seems to have snuck on the raft with them. Chim, 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 chim. And Izuku's like, a Chimchar? And Bakugo's like, why is it, what is it doing, like, next to me? Izuku, how do you get this thing off? Chimchar! And Izuku's like, I don't know, maybe you should hang around it, like, I mean, it has happened once before. You got a Pokemon because it followed you out of the Darkness Caverns, you know, your... Wait, does Roggenrola evolve? Frick. Also, evolution retcon on that. If Roggenrola evolved, evolution retcon on that. So, yeah. He's like, Chimchar freaking is just looking at Bakugo and is like, yeah, this guy doesn't seem that bad. And Chimchar just starts getting all lovey-dovey around Bakugo, and Bakugo's like, oh god, get off of me. So, yeah. Along with them, they would have accompanying them, not just Bakugo, but, you know, a Chimchar. And whenever eventually they met onto the main land, Chimchar would just snatch a Pokeball out from Bakugo's open backpack, and he'd be like, shit, I had that open the entire time? Wait, how'd you know which one of the, like, parts of the backpack had the Pokeballs in it? And Chimchar's like, Chimchar, Chim! And Bakugo's just like, oh, you... okay. No. I did this once before. I'm not doing it again. Roggenrola is the exception. You, however, you gotta prove yourself. And Chimchar's just like, okay. And just like, boom! Like skadoosh, like a giant wave of fire up into the sky. It just explodes and creates like a giant light show in the air. And Bakugo's like, well, what was that move? Wait, no. And he just realized all the lights of, like, the fire are starting to spin. Spin around in, like, a circle. Chimchar's still going, like... Chimchar. And then, like, the fire just dissipates as soon as Chimchar stops. And Bakugo's just like, fire spin. You could be useful for knocking a certain someone off their high horse. He thinks he's better than me. And Izuku's like, I never said anything like that. And Bakugo's like, you don't have to. I already know that you think that. And Chimchar is just like pointing finger like, Chimchar, Chimchar! And Bakugo's like, yeah, Chimchar agrees with me. In fact, just clunk, like, freaking Chimchar has been caught. Yes, I decided to give Bakugo a Chimchar. You guys probably want to know why I gave Izuku and Bakugo the Pokemon that I gave them. Well, for Izuku, the whole thing, obviously, if he wasn't going to have a Pokemon representing the Embers of One for All, and his starter, Plusle, which technically, the fact that Plusle is an electric type, kinda matches the green electricity that, happens whenever Izuku goes into full cowling. So I guess that's kind of like a representation of full cowling. Plus, I wanted there to be a little bit of a sign of duality in between Izuku and Shigaraki, his other rival. Izuku's other rival. And also the head admin. Yes, the head admin. So, yeah, basically head admin Shigaraki of Team LOB is his, other rival. And his starter is like a freaking Minun, so... yeah. Basically, that also, representing the duality in between the two. Like, two halves, one whole. And, the electric typing for Plusle, and also the fact that Plus is in the name, like Plus, freaking Plus Ultra. Yeah, Plus Ultra. A reference to Plus Ultra. And also, a reference to full cowling with the electric typing, being like the electric sparks that happen whenever Izuku enters full cowling. So, yeah. And so, basically, whenever choosing to represent the embers of One for All, your generic bird or rat, I didn't want Izuku to have a rat, so I gave him a bird instead. And what better, fire, bird, not Moltres, because Moltres is a freaking legendary. So, let's have him catch a fletchling and evolve it all the way to Talonflame. Which was my thought process on why I did that. And for Muna, well, that was more or less a reference to... damn it, I forget his name. Oh, now I remember, the Clockwork Highlander. That was his name. The guy who did the thing where I've been, taking so many elements from. His version. The Clockwork Highlander. Yeah, check him out. Clockwork Highlander. Shout out to my boy, Clockwork Highlander. So, yeah. Basically, Izuku's mom having a Muna, basically as their kind of house pet Pokemon. It's kind of like a reference to that, giving him a Muna. And thing about his other Pokemon, War Turtle, good God, I cannot keep myself together. Oh yes! Basically, yes. Plusle, Talonflame, Mona, explaining the whole thing with the Squirtle evolving into War Turtle, and then him catching the War Turtle, and then evolving into Blastoise eventually. I guess as a counterpart to, the Flames, because, the balance of good and evil, I guess you could say that'd be a good reason for him to have a Blastoise, because it's a strong Water-type Pokemon. And, well, it's also a starter. So extra points for that. So, a kind of counterbalance to the Flames of One for All being represented by Talonflame, seeing as it's part fire, Blastoise, being a water Pokemon, is a good counter representation of the flames of One For All. And as for Mischievous and Salazzle, well, I was just, Mischievous, I guess, One For All works in mysterious ways, and hey, the past users of One For All, they're kind of like Jedi spirits, the more you think about it. Like, the more you think about it, that's kind of how they behave in a way. Like Jedi spirits on steroids, because they can actually give Izuku abilities. Like Black Whip. And so, yeah. I guess, in a way, you could say Mischievous kind of, represents the different users of One For All that Izuku can kind of get in contact with at any given time. Like a representation of that. And Salazzle just as something of like a, kind of like, showing just how much of a piece of shit Bakugo is by having Izuku have a Pokemon that he had originally, and, having it be able to be better than it was whenever it was with Bakugo. So, I kind of thought, like, a reason for Bakugo to not want this Pokemon, especially, I decided to make it a freaking shiny freaking Salandit. So, even though it's a shiny, he doesn't want it because it's not a female, so it can't evolve. But it turns out, he just got, pissy and so broke his Pokedex, so he was getting the wrong readings, and it turns out this one is actually a female. He never knew. And so, yeah, just having Izuku rise up to the challenge with something of a comeback with, like, some of Bakugo's own previous ammunition, just to, like, make his defeat sting extra hard. Why I chose the Pokemon for Bakugo and Shigaraki, what I did, well, I gave him, like, Litten because I thought, like, Litten, Torracat, and Incineroar's colors kinda matched Bakugo's hero outfit, like, a good bit. So, that's why. Plus, it's still a fire type, so it's still explosive power. And Grapplock, Grapplock's all muscle. And plus, you think it would be an odd pick for Bakugo because, it's the more recent Pokemon. Anyways, Beware, basically, it kills people with hugs. What a better thing to give Bakugo, like, silent but deadly. As to where Bakugo is loud and sort of deadly. And you got Roggenrola. I just wanted a Pokemon to be like, kind of like the one that very rare occasion where the Pokemon follows you instead of you having to follow the Pokemon. Cough, cough. Roaming legendaries. I seem to have developed a tiny bit of a cough. And as for Cacturn, I mean, come on. The thing's a freaking murder death cactus that freaking waits till the person is the weakest that they can possibly be before it freaking does whatever the hell it does to them. I mean, the Pokedex never explains what it actually does, so... like, for all we know, it could be the hell, like, some sort of hills have eyes shit. So, yeah. And for Chimchar, I kind of want to have, like, a thing, like, with, like, Paul's Chimchar. But, basically have this Chimchar be, like, really, really, like, intrigued by the rivalry. And so, like, kind of be super duper loyal to Bakugo and, like, agree with everything he says. And as for Shigaraki's Pokemon, well, obviously mine because of the whole duality thing. Delphox, because Finnegan I thought would be cool for Shigaraki to have. I just really thought it would be cool. Same thing with, like, Honage. But, you know, Honage, like, ghost type, like, ghosts are scary, like, boo. And now they've finally gotten to their final stages, Delphox and Aegislash. And Sneasel all the way to Weavile, in the way that she actually got Sneasel. I mean, I just think that's pretty funny, like something funny to happen. Plus, Weavile and Sneasel are both Dark-type Pokemon. And, you know, ice, like, cold as ice. And Scrafty is also a Dark-type Pokemon. And so is, like, Scraggy. It's pre-evolution, I believe. Yes. And as for the whole Galorian thing, with, like, the Yamask, and now his Cofagrigus, because of all the training they've been doing, I just thought it would be nice to have a Galorian form in there somewhere. So, yeah. Basically, I think I've said everything I need to say about that whole thing. And now, we actually get on to the damn story. Because, while they're going towards the area, like, they think they can see it off in the distance, but then all of a sudden, a whirlpool, like, pops up, and they're basically stuck in one area. And that's whenever Bakugo actually realizes Chimchar actually had something with it whenever it was following. It had a little disc. Apparently, this guy likes to be just as much as a prankster as mischievous. Only mischievous is a ghost, so it can get away with a lot more. However, Chimchar was able to get away with this one disc. And it just so happens to be the technical machine for Dive. The move Dive. And people are thinking, okay, who else besides Izuku has a water Pokemon? Anyone else? And Shoto's like, well, and he just like, thank you, like just grabs it from Bakugo and is like, thank you. And he just like, Milotic, get out here. Actually, wait, no, not Milotic. If I'm wanting to show Shelter some love, maybe. And then everybody's just like, are you kidding me, Shoto? like Shoto's like, fine. Milotic. Hi. And Shoto's just like, well, here we go, Milotic. He's like, Milotic, learn dive. Do 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 do. So yeah. Now basically everybody's riding via Milotic. You know. What else Chimchar was able to raid? Several stuff, but amongst several stuff were some, you know, like suits and oxygen tanks. Like snorkeling wear. Basically so that they don't die because they can't breathe underwater. So, yeah, they just go down. Like, bloop, 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 bloop. And eventually, yeah, they would kind of hit the bottom because they were stuck in the whirlpool, so they realized there was really nowhere else to go, so they just decided to go dive down and find another way to get onto the mainland. Little do they know, they have just now activated a secret door. I was like, and Chimchar's like, Chimchar! And Izuku's like, holy crap, a secret entrance. I think whenever we finally got down here, this place recognized us or something. So, yeah. Off towards adventure! Off to adventure. Stuffwell. And just as soon as they actually get into the place, the entrance basically like closes back behind them. And they're like, oh shit, it's dark as hell here. We can't go back. And so eventually they just keep on going up and up and up. You know, all these different stairs. And they finally start to realize it's getting really freaking cold. And by the time they freaking get to what seems to be a breathable, they seem to have gotten to the surface, like, because there's like air that they can breathe now. So they take off their suits and they realize they've made it to a sort of icy cavern. And that's when Ramina's like, wait a second, the icy cavern! The icy caverns! Darkness caverns, icy caverns. And Izuku's like, ice cavern. Wait, there seemed to be a lot of stuff on the walls, and it seemed to be in a certain pattern. And Bakugo would just be like, slap Izuku over the head and be like, that's called Bradle, you idiot. And Chimchar would be like, Chimchar! And Plus would be like, you wanna go, asshole? Puzzle! 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 But their fighting would be stopped by the sound of like like that Reggie sound, like, and then they would just see the Pokemon. They would have just seen like this broken monolith of icy rock, like this icy rock monolith, like broken open. Because remember, Tapu Koko is still following them. So yeah, this is 2 times now that Tapu Koko has caused a disturbance in the Force. And no, I'm not ashamed that I made a Star Wars joke in a My Hero Academia / Pokemon crossover. Or what if? Not ashamed at all. Anyways, now Regice is like, and just blows up the ceiling and shoots up and out of this house. So basically, they're going somewhere. The Regis are going somewhere. Yeah, so first Reggie Rock, now Reggie Ice. The only ones left are like Reggie Steel, and Izuku seems to be forgetting one, what its name is. He doesn't seem to remember the name, but he does remember what's the biggest out of all the Reggies. But he knows, like, Reggie Steel, or we're gonna have to go to find Reggie Steel. And Mina's like, Izuku, are you crazy? Do you want to unleash the end of the world? And Shoto's like, I don't know about this, guys. And Bakugo's like, y'all bunch of pussies. Come on, let's get out of here and get onto the mainland so we can finally get on with this whole gym battle thing. And as soon as they get out of there, they see, walking up to him, more like running up to him, Mount Lady. And she's just like, good God, that was not supposed to happen. Stonejourner. Oh, God. Please don't kick them. Stonejourner's like, Stonejourner? And Melanie's like, don't worry, Stonejourner, I'm fine. Yes, Mount Lady is... A little alteration I made to Mount Lady is that she has a Stonejourner in this. And basically she's like, okay, you crazy psychopath children, do you realize what you're freaking doing? I got a call from Hawks talking to me about something the Gang Orca told him about Regirock, and now Reggie Ice. The hell do you think you're doing? And they kind of explained the whole situation about the whirlpool that kind of took them over there. And Mountain Lady is just like, oh, for the love of God, the underwater ruins. The underwater ruinscape. You guys use the underwater ruinscape to get all the way to the icy caverns. And so, yeah. 2 new areas we just figured out about people. the underwater ruinscape, and the icy caverns. Basically, Mount Lady's like, you can go a multitude of different ways throughout that whole ruinscape thing, but there's only one surefire way out, and that's through the icy ruins, or from wherever you guys came from. I'm guessing, Springleaf Town? And he was like, yeah, a Pokemon of mine knows Surf. And just so happens Pokemon, my friend, just so happens to know the move Dive. And that's how we're able to get to the underwater ruinscape, apparently. And that lady's like, damn it. Fine. You're probably here for the gym challenge or whatever. Sorry, but I'm just really bummed out today. There's been some really big problems caused by some assholes that are really starting to press my buttons. If only I wasn't so trustworthy of something so newly established in the area. And he's like, what newly established in the area? I mean, it's like, wait, are you talking about the new Gigantamaxius Pokeball factory? And Matt Lane's like, yep. There's a good amount of, room for PCs at the Pokeball factory. Will make sense considering a PC is where you can store Pokemon that you can't take with you. I was doing that for the time being, seeing as, well, no one was really seeming to come challenge my gym, so I decided to give my Pokemon a break. However, I seem to have forgotten to retrieve one of them. And whenever I tried to go back to, claim that Pokemon from my PC, it turns out that the factory had been ravaged by some, let's call them free thinkers type individuals. Free thinking assholes, more like it. Yeah, and they said they were new members of this whole team, too. And I was outnumbered. So, humiliated as I am, I basically had to flee the scene. My poor Rampardos. Aww. Me, Stonejourner, and Lycanroc are worried about it. Worried about her. And Izuku's like, wait. Rampardos, Lycanroc, Stonejourner. The Pokemon that you left was a female Rampardos? And Melady's like, yeah, but they kind of kicked my butt, so I'm not really in the exact shape to go after them again, knowing how strong they are. As a unit. And Izuku's like, Well, seeing as they're new members, and I think I might know what team you're talking about. Team LOV. They've been getting some new recruits. I gotta steal one from you, Bakugo, and say that's just adorable. Let's crush them. Because the one thing that is adorable here is, preventing you from getting your Pokemon. And whatever else they did to the Pokeball factory. And Bakugo's just like, here Kalos is a Pokeball factory. And he's just like, enough about freaking Kalos. This is important. This has to be done. Are you with me or not? And Bakugo's like, actually... Hey, Kirishima! And Kirishima finally comes out and is like, okay, well, let's go, Baku, bro. And Bakugo's like, yeah, somewhere where we won't be bothered by these new team LOV losers. And my lady actually says, actually, no, they're admins too. They all have the admin insignia. So basically, they're heading on in, basically, like, Izuku's just heading on in, and he's like, let's do this. And Plus is like, plus. And then you can just hear Mount Lady's voice trailing off in the background. Good luck! Just please don't die! And Izuku's like, oh, don't worry about this. We got some bag. And so... it seems this building has its fair share of floors. Many floors, in fact? We might be surprised. A total of 5 floors. Well, technically, the 5th floor is more or less the ceiling. Like the freaking roof. But still 5 floors. And the first floor, they're greeted by 4 different admins. And a certain cloaked person. But Izuku remembers the voice all the same. Ah, yes, now you see. My new recruits for cause. And he's just like, Shigaraki, what exactly is your cause? Like, what are you really in for? Like, taking over the world or something? Like, really, I just think that's a pretty empty cause. And, Shigaraki's just like, oh no, far more than that. Far more than you could ever be prepared for. It is indeed true about the end of days. Lord All for One, he's so close. All he has to do now is just find a way to attract Solgaleo and Lunala. And we will have the tools for ultimate destruction. And then we will rise, basically, he's just hearing about this whole plan, meeting Solgaleo and Lunala. Wait, does that mean you already? And Shigaraki's like, yes, Master Alpha One. Lord Alpha One has managed to acquire the ability to open up extremely valuable ultra wormhole, and only which a Pokemon like Necrozma could go through. Yes, ultra space is very interesting, isn't it? And whenever Necrozma sensed the energy, the power of Lord Alpha, it came straight towards him. And safe to say, it's nice to know when to raid and whenever not to raid. Because you see, thanks to the PC system, I was able to send over one of the manufactured little pieces of work that these people here work on constantly, this being a Pokeball factory and all. And with it, Lord Alpha One will be able to capture Necrozma without any difficulty. And that's exactly what he did. Yes. That's what I heard over the X transceiver anyways. And he's like, what did you give him? And, well, Shigaraki just shows him a photo of what he took and gave to Alpha One through the PC. Like one of the PCs. And then he was like, Master Ball. You took one of their only Master Balls and gave it to him to make it a definite catch whenever Necrozma came out of the Ultra Wormhole? And Shigaraki's like, yes, it was all just a matter of making one big enough for Necrozma to fit through. Ultra Wormholes can be very fickle like that. Don't you know? Ah, yes. Now, let us do this. Like, poof! And like, smoke bomb. And the only person left on the floor with all of them would be Mr. Compress. And it would finally just be decided. Bakugo would be like, okay, that's it. How are we gonna do this? Because I want to fight first. And Chimchar's like, really eager to show its stuff. And Bakugo's like, yeah, hell yeah. We'll destroy these guys. And Mr. Freaking Compress is just like, basically, Mr. Compress is just like, go, Mime Jr. And Mime Jr.'s like, Mime Jr. And, like, Bakugo actually starts to kind of crack up. And he's just like, Chimchar, roast this little shit-faced thing. Fire spin. And Mr. Compress is like, well, shit. Like, shh. And One Junior just just gets fodderized. And the next Pokemon that Mr. Compress has is Chimecho. And, well, this Bakugo is actually going to go for Flame Wheel. And basically it's like, Chimecho, Iron Tail. Basically they smack into each other. Chimecho gets a burn status. Not only that, but shortly after, Chimecho just starts to like flop down. And Bakugo realizes his Charmander's ability is Blaze. Fire type moves are increased in power. Shows you why Fire Spin was a one-hit KO move for Mime Jr. So, yeah, basically, with Charmander's ability being Blaze, yeah, this is not gonna look good for Mr. Compress here. And the last Pokemon he sends out being Go Jinx! I sound like freaking Christopher Walken. Like, go! Like, I sounded like Christopher Walken. Damn. That is just wow. Bleh. So, yeah, Jinx is there. Bakugo's just like, basically, would just be Charmander using the Flame Wheel, and Jinx would just get hit by it like really freaking hard. Yeah, if you can't really tell, Mr. Compress was not very well prepared for Bakugo. You know, his Chimchar with the freaking ability freaking Blaze. So, yeah. Let's just have that as that. And so we shall. They get the key card from Mr. Compress, and they go on to the second floor. The next person they see, they say their name is Twice. And it's just decided then and there that Shoto's like, I'm gonna take a go with this. Mina, you already got your, like, main Pokemon to evolve. You know, into, like, Weeping Bells, so I think I should get this. So, let's do this already. Go Shelter! And, well, Twice would send out Doduo. Doduo. I gotta say it twice every time because two heads. Damn it, Twice. Freaking name puns. So, yeah. It's like, Shelter, use Ice Beam! And Twice is like, Dodo, dodge, and use Drill Peck. And Shoto's like, oh shit! And, well, let's just say, right as the Drill Peck is about to faint Shelter, I go smack, something happens. Got a split desperation and freaking fear because it's freaking Drill Peck coming at you. Cloyster. And Twice is like, ah, hell no. This is bad. And Shoto's like, Shelter, you evolved into a cloister. Let me find. So that basically Shoto's like, cloister. Now, we end this. Freaking, I don't know what it was. It was like horn cannons, spike cannons, something. Was it spike cannon or horn cannon? I don't remember what it's called, but basically does that. Like, bam! And Dodo is out. And so, Shoto just like, looks like I'm in the lead. And Twice is like, what about my next Pokemon? Zweilous! Zweilous! Yes, Zweilous has 2 heads, so I say the name 2 times. And, well, Shoto's just like, are you kidding me? That's a Dragon-type Pokemon, you do realize that, right? And Twice is like, and your point is? And Shoto's just like, damn it, Cloister, sure cold. That just overkill. Not only is it an Ice-type move, but it's a one-hit kill Ice-type move. And Zweilous doesn't even get a turn to attack. It just gets mowed down. Like, that's like the equivalent of what Shoto did to Sero in the UA Sports Festival. So, yeah. That happened. So the next Pokemon Twice uses is his final Pokemon, Kangaskhan. Now, go Kangaskhan! And Shoto's like, well, Cloister, use Gyro Ball! And just like spinning, and Twice is like, Kangaskhan, Dizzy Punch! And it's like, BAM! Just like knocks Cloister back into Shoto, and Shoto's like, ow! Defy. Like, was that really called for? And, like, Dizzy punched all the way into its trainer, so Boister's out, and so Shoto's like, okay, asshole, you wanna do that? I can play dirty too. My low tick, go! And Twice is like, Kangaskhan! Use Mega Kick! And Shoto's like, my low tick, dodge! And Hyper Beam! And like, bam! Twice is like, no! I was like, no! Damn it, another Star Wars reference. So yeah, basically Twice gives the key card to go to the next floor. And they see the next contestant. The next contestant, Magni. And, well, Mina's just like, well, I think it's my turn now, boys. Let's do this. Go Shinx! Shinx! And, well, Magni is like, go Magneton! Magneton, Magneton, Magneton. I had to say it 3 times because there's 3 of them. And, well, hat almost fell off. And, well, Mina's just like, Shinx! Use electric terrain! And, Magneton, let's just say it has the ability, freaking, no, actually, I want to give it the, damn it. Let's just say since it's in the air, electric terrain really doesn't work. And so Mina's like, shit. And Magni's like, Magneton, Zap Cannon! And, you know, Shinx is like, but Shinx actually gets electric charged by the Zap Cannon. It actually kind of backfires in Magni's face because something happens, like, a big enveloping light. And all of a sudden, Mina, her little Shinx is no longer little Shinx. It is Luxio. And, well, basically, Mina's like, Luxio, use Signal Beam! Like, shh. And I was like, BAM! 1-hit KO! Like, Star KO! Like super powered move. And I'm thinking of spoiling you guys with all these evolutions and shit because I've been away for so long. This is kind of like my give back to you guys. Not only for giving me 120, but, you know, because I've been away for so long from this what if, I decided I wanted to spoil you guys. Plus, having these, evolved Pokemon, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. And so, basically, the next Pokemon that Magni has is Bastiodon. And Mia's just like, return, Luxio. Go, Whipping Bell. And Whipping Bell is just like, Whipping Bell. And Bastiodon just like, Bastiodon. Excuse me. And, well, I would think that the little leaf, whatever type thing that Whipping Bell is supposed to be, would have a lot easier time being faster than whatever the hell Bastiodon, like Dinosaur Bastiodon, is supposed to be. So, I'm going to say that Whipping Bell gets the first move, and Mina, taking advantage of this, decides, let's go! Giga Drain! And seeing as, well, part rock type, and I do indeed believe rock is weak to grass, I believe. Actually, no. I don't even know anything anymore. My knowledge has betrayed me. But still, Giga Drain is, like, more powerful than Mega Drain. So, like, it's the more powerful draining move. So, it just, like, Oko's freaking Bastiodon. I just think it would. And Magni's like, okay, I want my final Pokemon! Matang! Be like, Matang! And basically, Mina would be like, Weeping Bell! Giga Drain again! Yeah, so like a second round of Giga Drain. And, well, this time, however, Matang survives. Apparently, this Matang had Sturdy as its ability. So it survives. And Magni just decides to use a Hyper Potion and tell Matang to use Metal Claw. Like, shing! And, well, Weeping Bell isn't looking too good. And Samina's like, shit, what is she supposed to do? And so, Mina's like, Energy Ball, Weeping Bell! Like, and Magni's like, Rock Raptor Matang! Like, shh. And whenever the smoke clears, you can see lights flickering within the smoke. And then finally, something is revealed. A really big plant. And Magni's like, what the hell? And Mina's like, two of my Pokemon evolved! And this is a full evolution! Weeping Bell, your victory bell now! So, yes. Victory Bell. And with Victory Bell, basically the light kind of blinded Metang. And it's like, Victory Bell! Charge energy! And it's like, and Maggie's like, what the shit? Oh shit! Metang, charge energy! And Metang's like, and it's just like, at the same time, like, Mina yells Solar Beam, Magni yells Hyper Beam. Solar Beam versus Hyper Beam, everybody. Which one's gonna win? And it's like, overpower! And just Metang's into a wall. And Magni's just like, damn it, Metang. Fine, here's your stupid key card. We'll send you to the next floor. And this next floor Moonfish is there. And so Izuku's like, oh, I gotta fight this guy. And basically Izuku's like, War Turtle, go! And basically Moonfish is like, Seeking, go! I was like, shh. Seeking. Seeking's like flopping because there's no water. It's like dying. It's like slowly dying. So like, Seeking return. Shit. Clancer, go! The Clancer. And he's like, well, I guess I still go first. Actually, not War Turtle. It's a Blastoise. Freaking, I am stupid. Blastoise, use Hydro Pump. And Clancer's just like, Clancer? It's like, into a wall. Yeah, this is just basically Exodia obliterated its ass. Like, pulled an Exodia obliterate. And after that, the final Pokemon in Moonfish's arsenal is Jellicent, but, well, the thing about that is, Izuku can just, like, Hydro Pump, and just, like, Moonfish will fight back with, like, Bubble Beam, and be like, like, and it would just make everything wet. And, like, Jellicent, by the way, this should be a male Jellicent. Anyways, kind of be like spinning in a circle. And so Izuku would be like, Rapid Spin, Blastoise! Be like, boom! Get out the way! Boom! And like, damn! It'd be like the Pokemon equivalent of boom! Get out the way! So, yeah. Basically, Moonfish is pretty much forced to give them final card, a key card thing, to go to the top floor. Which is technically also still the roof. Because that is where the PC, that lady uses basically is. And Shigaraki would be like a doo-doo-doo-doo, like, just waiting to see what happened. And, they would all come up there, and Shigaraki's like, what? Not even one of you is down? Ah! Screw this. And Izuku's like, oh, hell no, you ain't getting away. And Shigaraki's like, who said anything about getting away? I'm just here to get rid of you. Permanently. Go, Galarian Cofagrigus! Cofagrigus! Shadow Ball! And then it's just like, Shadow Ball's the PC. And whenever it hits the PC with the whenever it hits the PC with a Shadow Ball, basically creates a giant explosion, which sends them in all different directions. Good thing I have a flying Pokemon, Talonflame, to help them with situations like that. So that they don't end up dead. Shigaraki attempted to kill them, but it was not so easy. And so, basically Shigaraki would be like, at least I got a good hasty getaway. Eh, Cofagrigus? Cofagrigus! Yeah, at least we accomplished one of our goals. And, well, basically, seeing as that one PC was destroyed, there was a countermeasure actually put in place where if you put in a secret keycard into a certain machine, it will boot up from any PC, even a PC that's already been, messed with or destroyed. It will receive data from that PC. And so basically, they're allowed access into the room by the scientists whenever they untie them, get them untied. And, well, whenever they get into the room, it's like, they access the master PC. And basically, they get freaking Rampardos. And basically, they get Rampardos. Specifically, Mount Lady's Rampardos. And Mount Lady's like, oh my god, how the hell did you guys do that? And Yuzuki's like, easy, teamwork. Makes the dream work. And so basically, that would happen. And Mountain Lady would be like, okay, well, if you want to know where my gym is, it's kind of like right next to the, new lab that was just now ransacked and that you guys just now exited, like the tallest building in the entire freaking city. What the frick was that? And so Izuku's like, oh, that building! Like that building. Thanks, Mount Lady. Yeah, we probably should get a rest. And so they get to the Pokemon Center, and that's what they indeed do. They take a well-needed rest. Because, let me tell you something. I was some crazy shiz. Some crazy shiz. Okay, I expected it was going to be long. So I'm not surprised that it's over an hour. Anyways, gotta catch 'em all, my Poke Bros. I am back! And ready to be a Pokemon Master. I choose you! Adapt.